What you trying to get into a day soon? What you trying to do?
You know I'm trying to animate.
Yo.
Always trying to animate. I had Elder and Calvin over just now, and we was lighting my shit.
Ooh.
And I got a nice little reverse shot to the stuff that I've been working on. I'm really excited. It took from 9 to 12:31, which is why I'm late. I
to
apologize.
Get one shot?
Not to get the shot, to light the shot.
Wow.
It's animation, so everything moves and the light has to stay consistent.
You got to have a lot of patience for that animation.
You got to have a lot of patience,
True
but
that.
I got it.
True that.
Do you think this color's too much for me, Donald? It's loud.
I was wondering if you were trying to be invisible, like it's like a green screen shirt. You know what I mean?
I
Ask the
guess,
video team to crop out your body.
I guess on the video team could do something clever with this.
Like maybe they could.
Here, I'll give them a clean. Frame, and then they could do floating head, Zach.
Very nice.
Okay, now they can use that and just make me floating head.
You know what they can also do is they can put, if you stand up just one time and freeze it, they can put the date of your concert that you're throwing in a couple of months.
On my shirt?
On your shirt.
Well, it's March 29th. Put it on there, guys. March 29th at the Greek Theater. Donald, by the way, I meant to ask you. I'm going to ask you live in front of the listeners.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Will you be a presenter at the benefit concert and introduce one of the bands with me?
Is it Coldplay?
No.
Then I don't know if I'm available.
I thought, it's funny you say,
Jesus.
You know what's funny about this? You know what's funny about this? I thought that our shtick, sorry, this is a spoiler for those of you coming to the concert, but I thought our shtick could be.
Is it a black guy?
Yeah, no. Is it what you said when I gave Donald the Garden State script?
Are there any black people in the script?
Yeah, no. To which I responded, yes, there are 2 black men in the movie. And you said, am I right for any of them? And I said,
I already gave the part.
No, I said, for one of them, you're not right. And for the one you are right for, I already gave to Method Man, to which you replied, then I don't need to read the script.
I don't need to read the script then.
Classic.
Oh, no.
And he never read it. And I thought we could tell that story to the audience.
Sounds great.
And then I thought the other story we could tell, sorry, this is a spoiler for any of you coming to the concert. The other story I thought we could tell would be do you remember we did a friends and family screening of Garden State?
Oh gosh.
Maybe like 50 to 100 people who I knew, like, just so we could get feedback.
That was the wrong choice of words. You can't say to get feedback because I gave feedback.
No, and but this is part of the funny story is that the movie had an ending that I needed to trim. It was too dark and it kind of was multiple endings, but I was clutching onto it. I really didn't want to let it go. And Danny DeVito, who was the executive producer of our movie, he led the focus group after watching the movie and said to all of my friends and family and people that worked with the movie, he said, does anyone feel like the movie has too many endings? One hand shoots up in the center of the audience, Donald Faison, and he's got things to say.
I look at him, I said to him, yo, I'm sorry, dog, but it does have too many endings, man. I feel like it ends too many times. I was like, you run away, you come back, you know what I mean? Like, it just seems like, what is it going to be? Is she going to be alone? Is she going to be with you?
Well, that part I kept, but I cut the sort of dark ending. That was a sad part of the ending that I cut. But you were right. You and Danny DeVito and everybody else, Bill Lawrence, everyone who gave me notes was right that I needed to trim the ending. But the point was that I wasn't ready. I wasn't there yet. And I was certainly not expecting my best friend to be the one who shoots his hand up to Danny DeVito and be like, I have things to say.
I remember you started laughing. You started laughing. You were like, this ninja.
Because everybody else, like, even if they were thinking it, they're my friends, they're my family, they were trying to, I imagine if I was in that situation, you're like trying to think like, what's the tactful way to do this? I probably should tell Zach I agree with Danny, but maybe I'll do it in private. This dude's arm shot up. I have things to say.
I got notes. I believe our friendship is like that, though. I believe if I had something and you were like, it doesn't work, you would say right away, it doesn't work. You know what I mean? I would hope you would say that.
Your wife does that all the time.
Yeah.
She doesn't fuck around. She doesn't censor.
Birds of a feather. Yeah.
Yeah.
She does. My wife doesn't censor at all. And
I know. She
sometimes
doesn't have
causes
that gene.
arguments
and
with
then,
us.
And then when you get in an argument, you're like, what the fuck? She's like, I'm just keeping it real. Don't y'all want me to keep it real?
Yes, prospector.
No
Yes,
judgments.
prospector.
She also says, no judgments. I'm just keeping it real.
No judgments, y'all.
All right, no judgments, y'all. That's what she says before she drops some crazy shit. All right, no judgments, y'all. And then she says something crazy, outrageous, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I agreed to no judgments.
I said no judgments. I said no judgments.
I inadvertently signed up for no judgments, but I have judgments. She doesn't give you a chance
Not
to
at
say
all.
whether you sign up for no judgments. She just
Not
says no
at
judgments and then launches
Yeah.
into some shit you
Goes
might
right
have
into
judgments
it.
about.
She does not give a shit. So
How
much
about
so that
Doechii at the Grammys, yo?
Oof.
Bruh.
So good.
that was pretty impressive, man.
so good.
She
Oh,
did a
I
whole
mean-
Broadway musical number performance a la Matilda.
Love it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
Love it,
was
love it, love it.
insane.
Her,
I was
all
texting
of
Donald
them.
the whole time.
all of them. That whole new artist.
The new artist
Category?
section.
It
Oh
was
my
bomb.
God, man.
Every
That's
single one
probably
of
the
them.
best new artist category I've seen in a really, really, really,
Mhm.
really long time.
What
There's
about
usually
that dude
just
who's doing
one.
flips off the piano? I don't even know that dude. I've
Benson
heard that
Boone.
song.
Benson
Yeah.
Boone, please.
By the way,
Stay. I want you. I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Dog.
I've heard that song, of course, all over the internet, but I've never seen what he looks like, nor that he was such an incredible performer. I mean,
He's-
that was amazing.
That out of all of them, in my opinion, he's the best performer. But out
Whoa,
of
slow down.
Hold on.
Doechii was
Listen-
fucking amazing.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely. But I'm talking. This motherfucker is just by himself on a stage doing flips. Doechii had a lot of props going on. So did
Oh, but
Serena
she had the
Carpenter.
costume and
Sabrina
the
Carpenter.
choreo.
I no doubt. But the ones that he had just a piano and him
And a sparkly
and
onesie.
a band and a sparkly onesie.
and a sparkly onesie. Freaking what's
Did
her
they
name?
cut to what's her-
What's her name? Shoot, pink the pony.
SZA.
Chaperone.
not- Chaperone.
Mhm.
She had a freaking whole thing too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that
Like
was great
everybody
too, though.
had some type of you know,
Performance. They had a-
Production.
Yeah,
yeah, production.
Production.
He-
Thank you.
It's just him and the flips and the
Yeah.
and the onesie.
He was hot. They cut to SZA in the front row after. She was all hot and bothered. Did you see her face?
Yeah,
She was
I-
like, damn.
That boy got it. That boy got it. All of them got it though. That was the thing. That was the thing that was so amazing. Everyone in that category had it. Even the band that really didn't sing, they were just playing the music. They had it.
What
You
was
know
the
what I
name of the English singer? I don't know her either. May? Something with an M.
Ray.
Ray. R-A-E.
Sorry, Ray.
Yeah, Ray.
She was incredible.
Yeah.
She's delightful. Love Ray.
Oh, I never heard of her. She was incredible. I mean, this is why the Grammys are good. Is that little section where you get to learn all these musicians you didn't even never heard of before.
Mhm.
That is what
Shabuzi,
makes
I didn't
it.
know Shabuzi was like country.
Yeah.
Yeah, exclusively.
But-
That's Dolly Parton's godson. Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
The dude was getting no shine until freaking Beyonce.
What do you mean?
She did blow him up, but after he had a number one track for like a record-breaking amount of weeks, so he did
Right.
the Tipsy song remix. It was country that took over, and then he appeared on 2 tracks on the Cowboy
Cowboy
Carter
Carter.
album.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. And then, all right, wait. What about? There was so much. How about a Revo singing that song for
Oh,
Quincy
yeah.
Jones?
She did
my
great.
gosh.
She
That
did
whole
great.
Quincy Jones moment, I was a little bit beside myself.
I'ma
This is
keep-
really beautiful.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna keep
that
it
was
100 though. Will Smith did seem a little.
That was out
like-
of place.
He was a little shook. You know what I mean?
I thought it was a little.
Are you
going
gonna
to
accept me? Are you gonna? Are we cool yet?
I
you
don't
know?
know. I thought it was weird. Like if you're gonna come back, don't come back at an award show. It just to me it put a knot in my stomach.
He's like, I can
I
still
was
hang out at
worried.
the music awards. They didn't stop me.
Exactly.
I
I
really
was
feel
like,
like he was
come-
like, my kids are here. I'm just hang out, I guess.
What do
Yeah.
you think, Joel? What would Joel? You didn't have a pit in your stomach when you saw Will Smith at an award show. I was like, oh,
Not at
dude,
all.
Really?
What about
No.
his son's? What about his son's a hat?
That kid is a
Like,
fashion
He looked
icon.
great.
He is
They
a
both
fashion
look great.
icon, and I love
Let
him
me
for
tell you
it.
something. The kid knows how to trend. The kid knows how to take
He
over
knows
the
how to
internet.
make- yeah,
Every
he
time
knows
he
how to
does
trend
something,
it.
everyone falls for it every time. He's like, I'm going to wear a house on my head. And then everyone talks about it and makes memes. And he's like, I won. Everyone's talking about me.
Dude, that was
gets
he knows how to get that attention, man. He's good at that shit, man.
He's great at it.
Jaden is amazing at
He
that
has
shit.
mastered the art of, I would like to be trending all over the internet.
Yes.
I'm going to wear a
Look.
house on my head.
He wore a house on his head.
That was a
I saw
custom
a
designed
photo.
hat.
House
It's
on his
lovely.
head.
I saw a funny meme where someone put like an angry face in the hole where his was. And it was like and then it was like dads when someone's turning around in your driveway.
Highly relatable
That's funny.
content.
That's funny.
Well, I thought it was a very entertaining show. Most importantly, I just thought it showcased so much talent. And those categories were like, how could you possibly? By the way, our friend Andrew Watt won 2 Grammys,
Hey.
one for Die With a Smile and
Mhm.
one for Best Rock album for this Rolling Stones.
I'm going to say something really quick.
Wait, before you do, I just want to say,
It has something to
and-
do with Andrew, too. But
and
go
then
ahead.
remember, I just want to say that then they dropped that whole Gaga.
It's so good.
thing. Yeah, Andrew wrote that.
Well, he's back and she's back.
Oh, wow.
they killed it. The way the girls were like to the club immediately, add it to the hit playlist, like the new workout album, the new dance club song. It's fire. I'm
I mean,
really
just how
glad we have
talented
Gaga.
this kid is. He won Best Rock Producer with the Stones. Then
Amazing.
he wins whatever that category was for Die With a Smile. And then they debut that whole Lady Gaga fucking music video, and he wrote that song.
I'm going to say something.
Go ahead.
I feel like Charlotte Lawrence got a lot of FaceTime at the Grammys.
Yeah. She's
And
beautiful.
she looked amazing. And I believe now is the time to capitalize, because I know a lot of people were saying, who's that lovely girl right there? Who is that pretty young lady right there?
Wow,
I know
she's
there
got
were
a lot of irons in the
several-
fire.
I know there were several people wondering who she was.
Well, they're
And
going
they
to
don't-
find out in 2025, Donald.
I believe so. I believe now is the time to strike, because the iron is hot.
And when you have her on her podcast, she will come sans earphones.
She will have a dongle.
She will search for a dongle and only have a butt plug. This is an Easter egg for those of you who listen to the podcast regularly. What you trying to get into a day soon? What you trying to do? How about this? We shouldn't talk about it, but this Baldoni, Blake Lively thing, that's just cuckoo pants.
That is nuts, and I don't know what to believe at all.
Well, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna go down there.
I don't want to be. But
But
involved.
man, I started reading
I
the
don't wanna be
manifesto
involved.
online. I spent way too much time reading the
I
website he
don't
put
want to
up.
be involved, yo. I do not
don't-
want any of the smoke, yo.
I'm not trying to get
that's what-
involved, but
my
Jarrell,
name
did
is
you
Paul,
read any of
that's
the? Did
Trignon.
you read any of the website?
I read everything aghast. The text message exchange. I was like, this is wild. But then even if you like take a step back and you're like, okay, I'm not sure. This is all just stuff that's been admitted into evidence. You know, I follow a ton of lawyers on Instagram. They've been breaking it down for me. And they're like, so this is like, not all of this stuff is, we're 100%, we don't know the source of where these texts came from. It's kind of a mystery. Like, how true is everything? And then like all the stuff playing out in the news. I like the judge, I think yesterday was like, hey guys, if I keep seeing this stuff in the news, we're gonna have a real problem. Like, this has got to stop. Like,
Didn't
this is
wait,
an
hold
actual
on.
court
Let me
case.
just ask a question. Did the judge say the gag order does not? There's no such thing as a gag order in this situation. You can't gag him. Is that what happened?
I think what he was just saying is he called both sides of lawyers to the bench and was essentially like, you guys cannot keep leaking stuff. So I don't think I'm not sure if there's an official gag order or not, but he's definitely displeased that all of this was playing out when it's an active court case.
What's bizarre is that, I mean, it's just so, a lot of this stuff happens all the time in Hollywood, but the fact that everyone's got receipts, it's so crazy.
Yeah,
It's so
dude.
crazy.
Dude, the receipts are
The receipts are flowing like a river.
That's
holy
crazy.
cow. It's like that thing. You remember that little typewriter that you had as a kid, the money counter thing, and you would pretend you were an accountant or
Oh,
like
yeah,
you
the
were at
calculator
the
calculator that had
receipt,
paper.
and the receipt just kept coming out. The paper just kept coming out. Now that's what the receipts are like right
I
now,
love
bro.
that thing. I love that calculator. I used
So
to
did
pretend I
I.
was a cashier at the supermarket.
Yeah, and the thing was just.
Yeah.
That's what the receipts
I
are
want to
like
get
right
one of those
now.
on eBay for no reason, just to have one.
You guys just keeping eBay in business. I really love
Holy cow!
it. We do
yo.
have Katie here when y'all are ready.
All right, we're
Okay.
gonna let her in, but I again, we don't know anything, audience, but it is a fascinating story, and it's
We don't want to be
involved.
involed either. We
We
don't
do
want.
not want to be involved.
Don't-
We're
I
not
don't wanna
like
get
Candace
subpoenaed.
Owens.
Yeah.
We're not doing a deep dive like Candace Owens.
Yikes.
Candace
We will-
Owens has
She's invested, yo.
Candace Owens has pivoted to full-time investigator of this story.
She ain't playing around.
I found myself about to be like, oh my God, am I going to click on a Candace Owens video? I was like, you cannot. But I was curious about what she had to say.
Let me not mess up my algorithm, please.
Yes, Joelle, for real. I was
No,
like,
I
I
know.
don't want my algorithm to go down the Candace Owens wormhole, but I was curious about her thoughts on the issue.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
Because
I
my
was
friend
too.
told me that she's gone all in.
She
I
is
look forward to the
invested.
Lifetime movie when all of this is resolved.
Oh
Really.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
want
real.
to play Justin
Wait.
Baldoni.
Is it Michael Moore doing a freaking a documentary on it? Is that his name?
Wait,
Michael
what?
Moore? No.
That would be
What are you
wild.
talking
What?
about? Michael Moore
What?
does like
But
social issues. He's not
Donald
gonna
has
do
been
This is a
direct
social
before.
issue.
It's
This
a
is not a
Hollywood
social
fucking,
issue.
It's a Hollywood he said, she said
It's
about
a
who took
so-
over a movie.
And socially, everyone is invested.
No.
Michael
No.
Moore does who fucking took down Flint,
Look it up.
Michigan.
Literally.
Oh my
Look it
God,
up.
IndieWire.
a
Michael
social-
Moore teases what? He's working
No.
on
Told ya.
something.
Oh,
And it
No.
may have to do with the lively Baldoni legal dispute. This is according to IndieWire, which I trust them.
Oh my
That
God, Donald, I'm sorry. What the fuck
I stand
is
by
Michael
that it's
Moore
not a
getting?
social issue, but that is crazy that he's doing this.
Why is Michael Moore doing a story about this?
because everyone is invested.
Yeah, because
Everyone
Michael
wants
Moore
to
needs
see how
to
they-
raise-
But I think
Daniel,
if you think
you're
about like the
invested.
Me Too,
I don't
but
care
here's the thing:
at
if you
all.
think about the Me Too movement
I'm
and
the
like what,
opposite of
like this
Daniel.
is really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite of Daniel. I am very invested because
I get that people are invested.
Listen,
for sure,
I just want to
no
say
doubt.
because a lot of this stuff happens behind the scenes, and people never see it, and people in Hollywood swallow it and they bury it, and it never gets discussed. And because this is so public, and because both parties have such lengthy receipts, it is kind of fascinating. I mean, it's horrible for all the people involved having their dirty laundry aired, but it is sort of fascinating to everyone because this kind of bullshit and shenanigans happens all the time.
This is like the OJ trial. This is like the Menendez trials. This is like freaking
Without murder.
Well, somebody's character is going to get murdered at the end of this. Somebody's going down. There's a winner and a loser. There's got to be. It's not going to be, hey, you know what? You both are right. We're going to separate it. Somebody's going down. I don't know who it is, but somebody's got to take the fall for it.
How about the whole side quest of fucking the allegation that Nice Pool is based on Justin, and
It's
is
my
like a total
favorite
diss
thing
at
on
Justin.
the planet. It's so funny
and
to
that, and then in the credits for Deadpool,
me. Mm-hmm.
what did they do?
Ryan has a character who he called like he's played in another movie that was his twin. It was like, oh no, it was for one of Ryan's big thing is that he partners with brands to release different commercials that are timely and effective and like whatever's in the zeitgeist in the moment. So at one point he was interviewing himself and his twin was named like Greg or something, and they gave a thank you credit to Greg in the at the end of the Deadpool thing, and people think that that's like Greg was playing Nice Pool, and Nice Pool is supposed to be a reference to Justin Baldoni. I don't know if any of this is true, but these are the theories people have come up with online.
Yeah, because Nice Pool, I didn't see the movie, but Nice Pool apparently says I have a podcast on women's issues, and he's got a man bun like Justin.
This is one of those things that he should have just swallowed though, because that's like Man Bun has a podcast is so broad, but you bringing it up and being like, that's me makes people go, Hit dog hollering? Maybe? What's going on? A lot of questions.
All I'm saying is there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. It's not going to be a one-sided situation.
She's got more money than God and a
I
following.
don't think so, Joelle. I don't think she's winning currently in the zeitgeist in the court of public opinion.
She'll go through the same thing all women do, which is once you're accused, a whole bunch of people will be like, "We believe she's awful and we hate her," and da 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 da. And she had her wedding at like on a plantation. It's awful. Da, da. But she has Ryan Reynolds' money behind her. She has again more money than God. Justin Baldoni doesn't have any of that, and enough people will side.
She had a wedding on a plantation.
She sure did. She sure did, and that's why Black women do not like Blake Lively.
What was the theme? Was there a theme?
Antebellum,
slavery. Just
South.
kidding.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, not kind of, but not really. It was like, antebellum, classy kind of vibes, and it's like, oh well, girl, that's strange.
The Lady Antebellum changed the name because because Antebellum is not. It is not appropriate.
All right, we can talk forever about all these fun issues, but I think we should invite our guest in. Donald, do you want to?
Before we do that, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Stories about a show we made about a bunch of docs and nurses and a janitor who loved to hate. I said he's got stories that you all should know. So gather round to hear our Scrubs Rewatch Show with Zach and Donald.
Hi.
Katie.
Aloha, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
How are ya?
Welcome.
Hi, Fred.
Welcome.
How are
I'm good.
ya?
How are you?
I was just thinking about how many things I have to ask you. I don't even know where to begin.
The last time I saw you
Oh my God,
was
I'm
at
excited.
a Joshua Radin concert.
Is that the last time you saw Katie Lowe's?
Yes, it is.
I love Joshua Radin.
We
He's
have a
good,
lot
right?
in
My
common.
God, I love him. I mean, my husband likes him. I really like him, but my husband's like I think my husband would leave me for Joshua Radin. That's how much that man's sweet, sweet vocals really entice my husband.
Your husband is
so
a
much.
fan of whisper rock. I remember the sound.
And wait, there's one other guy in the Whisper Rock. What is his name? Oh God,
Carey Brothers.
And Adam loves Carey Brothers more than anything. He loves him, but there's one more. Oh God, I want to text him so bad. It's like an interesting name. He's in the Josh Radin crew. It was my 10th wedding anniversary. We were in Napa. The guy sang "It's a Whisper." I mean, it's like you can't even clink a glass like in the bar.
Yeah.
When you're listening, it's horrific. I mean, it's like scary.
Even when Josh comes on the podcast, he takes on this character voice that is not really how he talks in real life, but he plays this guy. He's like, hey,
everybody, how's it going?
Thanks for having us on. Hang out.
It's so nice to
Whisper Rock is so wonderful.
It's so nice to be here.
Just great to be here. I love you guys.
I feel like he's going to be the because of that, I feel like we'll be singing till he's like 100, right? Like, I feel like I've yelled so much of my life, and I feel like my voice is already just trash.
Well, you have a really good voice. Let's start off talking about you, our guest.
Oh my God, let's talk about
You were in one of my favorite musicals.
Waitress?
I love Waitress. I have a very special place in my heart for Waitress because
Why?
I love Sarah Bareilles more than anything, and B, Nick Cordero, our friend that we lost, was in the original cast.
Yeah.
And I saw the show so many times with many different actresses. But you and your husband did it together. How cute is that?
Oh yeah, it was kind of.
You were Dawn, I assume.
I was Dawn. You know, me and Adam were the side comedy reliefs, which that's
Chris
where
Fitzgerald played Adam's original part. And
yes,
and I love that part. He comes in and he steals the whole show.
Oh, the show literally stops halfway through. His character has a big number that stops the plot. Everyone's up on their feet because it's comedic musical theater genius. But Sarah Bareilles was a friend of Adam's for a long time. You know, we would go see her at Hotel Cafe with like 20 people at the beginning of her career.
Before it took off, yeah.
Yes, and she was such a superstar. And one morning, we had a 7-month-old baby. We got a text from her that was like, how would you guys like to make your Broadway debuts together?
That is so cute.
And we were like, wait. Hold on a second. Then fear sets in. I can't do it. I'm terrified. What are we doing? And we were also fans of the musical, too, because we were friends with Sarah and had watched it a million times because she wrote it and then she starred in it.
And by the way, for those of you who don't know the show, this couple is the epicenter of the comic relief. I mean, everyone's got jokes, but this couple that they play are the silliest and the funniest, and
and we get married 8 times a week in the show.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
So that's cute. But so after she said, "Would you be into it?" Then we had to audition 1 million times, which was
why? She offered you the part and then said, "Would you be willing to audition?"
Yes. Well, she was like, "Would you want to do it?" We were like, "Yes, we would move to New York tomorrow with our baby. We'd figure it out." But then she was like, "But can you hack it?" I mean, this is Broadway, people. This is the hardest. Am I allowed to curse on this?
Yeah, you can say anything.
Shit.
Let's see what
fuck that shit.
Oh, okay.
Fuck that.
Oh, don't say fuck. Just don't say fuck. It's fine.
It was the hardest shit I have ever done. So when we auditioned a bunch of times, we had to send in a bunch of tapes, and I can sing the shit out of that Dawn solo one time. I can do it once, and then I can't talk for 2 weeks.
Oh, no.
So I sold it. We booked the parts. Within 7 days, we'd moved to New York, and in 14 days, we opened on Broadway. That's the amount of rehearsal you get.
Oh, my God. I got goosebumps.
I cried every day. I thought I couldn't do it. Thank God for my husband was like, just give it one more day. Just give it one more day. Just give it one more day. I think we got, I know.
You guys are such a cute couple. It really is nauseating.
It's nauseating.
I had to sit next to them at the Joshua Radin concert that night.
Yeah, where they're probably canoodling and rubbing noses.
No, Adam sadly isn't into PDAs at all. I ask him all the time. I'm like, can you hold my hand? Can you like kiss my neck? Like any of the shit from the beginning. We're like old bickering.
You guys were attached at the hip. You might not have been like all over each other and shit, but you guys were pretty like, this is my person.
But wait, go back to the story. Go back to this story because I love holy shit, I am about to open on Broadway and I'm not ready anecdotes.
I was not ready. I'd never run it. I mean, when you do see, okay, my understanding is if you originate a Broadway character, which I've never done, you get a ton of rehearsal, there's workshops, there's notes and all this. But if you're a put-in, which is what we were, you get just put into people who came out of a show that already works, that's up and running.
So explain to people that don't know theater at all. When do you rehearse on your own, of course, and you rehearse with the musical director, but when are you rehearsing with the cast before you go live in front of an audience?
You rehearse with the understudies for about a week and change before. And then you rehearse with the stage manager who's sort of playing like 15 roles, which is just in a rehearsal studio that's just taped out the size of the stage.
Right.
And then you get one put-in rehearsal the day of your opening on a moving set that has revolving floors. You've never done it with the real cast. I'd never done it with the band. Nothing.
Wait, I'm getting so nervous. You did this. Did you ever rehearse with the band before you went on stage?
That day, you get one put-in rehearsal with the band on the stage with all the real props, with the cast, one. And then you do it that night. And I can remember standing backstage. I had a 7-month-old baby, and I was saying, this might be TMI, but my mantra was, you pushed a baby out of your vagina, you could do this.
Yeah.
Real talk. Real talk.
Like,
Real talk.
I just was like, I had already faced my biggest fear, which was birthing a person and like surviving to tell the story. And that was already scary enough from like those 7th grade health videos of what birth looks like. But anyway, I had survived that and I was like, then I can do this. But actually, this was worse. This was worse than birth. This was worse. This was scarier.
When you're in the pocket and you're feeling it and you're getting laughs, do you start to get confident?
As soon as you guys know, you're such gamers.
But we've both done theater, and I can say for me, every single show I was nervous until I got a first laugh, and then I'd be like, okay, they're with me now. I can.
That's how you knew how the night was gonna go. If I got, I remember I opened up a play with the first line, and the nights that I didn't get the laugh, and there wasn't a lot of them. There wasn't a lot of them.
Thank God. That's because you're a genius, but few.
But the 1, 2, 3, 4 times that I didn't, oh my God, I knew right then and there, this is going to be a long fucking night, dude. This is going to be a long night.
There's nothing like I didn't know I was ever going to do TV and film. Like I grew up in New York. Like my mother talks like this. I grew up in Ozone Park, Queens. Like I just thought I was going to be a Broadway kid come hella high water. Like I remember my mother being like, you should take driver's ed. And I was like, why? I'm going to live in New York forever. I'm never going to fucking drive a car. It doesn't matter. And by 24 in New York, I was so over waiting tables, and I had done off Broadway for $250 a week a million times over. And then someone was like, I think you should try LA for 3 months. And I did, and told my parents I'd be home in 3 months, and then I just never went home. I met my husband.
Right.
You know, you start getting, I didn't get anything right away. I waitressed here too forever. You guys were you guys regulars at Ammo? I feel like I must have waited.
Where's Ammo at?
Ammo was on Highland, just north of Santa Monica Boulevard. It was a big
and now
power lunch.
now it's Salt's Cure.
That's exactly right, Zach.
Because I'm an investor in Salt's Cure, so I know exactly where Ammo is.
Okay, so Ammo
I
was
actually never really went there, but I know
Oh.
maybe once or twice, but I remember it was a hot spot.
It was a big power hour lunch, like producers and, directors and people would meet there because Highland was in between studios in the Valley and studios in
Yeah, if you were
Hollywood,
coming from
whatever.
Paramount, it was perfect.
Exactly. So I waited there forever, but I kept getting like, oh, you're testing. And so it felt like if I went home to New York, like I was quitting or something, but theater is always going to be it's my love. But to bring it back around, there's nothing more than every time I sign up to do a play, I'm backstage every night, every performance saying, why did I do this to myself?
Yeah.
Why would I put myself through this? This is insane.
Me too.
Why would I put myself out there to be judged by people? And
Right at
wait if
7:30.
they're-
Right at 7:30, you hear, this is your half-hour call, this is your half-hour call. And right then you're like, why did I sign up for this?
I just remember when that call would come out. This is the half-hour call. I would take the script out and go over every fucking line, all at speed through the whole fucking
Me
thing.
too.
Because I did not want to forget anything. Let me just go through this shit one more time
Yep.
just to make sure.
Yeah, even
that
though
I
you've done
do-
so many performances.
So many performances. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember
Yeah.
that. Speaking of being, what did you call the term? Being a put-in?
A put in. Yeah, that's when you replace.
I never heard that.
I
but
never
yeah,
heard of
put
that.
in.
Either. That's the first
Yeah.
time I ever heard of that. We had an understudy on we had a bunch of understudies, and I never met the understudies ever.
Oh.
I think we met them once, right? And we never rehearsed with them or anything. And this
so
guy,
ridiculous.
it's crazy. This guy, Marcel Spears, who's now on The Neighborhood, he
Nice.
played this character in the play called Slenderman.
Okay, I know Marcel.
It was we were doing Picasso at the Le Panegio, and he played
Love it.
Slenderman. And this is the hardest part in the show because you have to come in for one scene and kill it, and then you
Classic.
are off stage. Hardest part in the show,
Sure.
and everybody wants to do that part because it's also the funniest part in the show too, right?
Right.
The understudy comes in, and we've never rehearsed with the understudy
You don't
before.
even met him. He just comes
Never
on stage.
even
Please
met
God,
him.
please God, let it be okay.
Marcel's in LA testing for The Neighborhood or some shit like that. Or one of
Yeah.
the show. No, he did a show with Yvette Nicole Brown before that.
Love her.
The understudy comes in. And he has we now know he has 2 nights. The first night, it's not the same, dude. It's not the same at all. Like it's
Was it just dead?
the audience doesn't laugh or anything.
Oh no!
And we're
no.
like, oh my God. And Marcel
God.
Marcel walks off stage and gets standing ovations. You know what I mean? Like that's how
Right.
good he was in the shit.
Yeah.
This dude comes in and leaves. Hal Linden has the line after Slenderman leaves. He goes, "What the hell was that?" And that was the biggest laugh that line ever got.
Oh my God!
After
Just
the
because the
understudy.
scene bombed so bad.
So bad, right?
Oh God!
Now, granted, the second night, the kid redeems himself. He gets applause when he leaves, and it was great. But the first
Aw.
night, it was
Yeah.
it was
Well, it's
cringe.
such a big ask to go on stage. I mean, an understudy has such a hard task because they haven't done it, and they haven't. An actor who has the part gets to rehearse it, gets to figure
and
it out.
chemistry with the people,
With the cast and everything.
Oh God! Did you guys get to the point? I got to the point. I have to say though, like I couldn't do it now, but when Adam and I got it, and like I said, I could only sing the song once. So when we first started doing it, I honestly didn't know if I could do 8 shows a week, and I remember like we were every morning like just using like sign language hands
To
for
save your
everything
voice.
to save your voice. We weren't going out to any restaurants in New York that were loud with friends who would come to see the show. Like, absolutely not. It was all about saving voice. And I can remember I was paying this Broadway voice coach $1 bajillion to keep my voice in check and all this. And then I come into my dressing room the first night and I have a personal nebulizer and a scarf around my throat. I mean, I am playing I am really doing this. Yeah. And I said to her, oh, okay, this is my vocal warm up. Like, we're sharing a dressing room. I don't know what private space you need, but like, this is my like, la, 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 like doing all my stuff. And I was like, what's your warm up? So I can give you space. And this is an amazing actress, Tony nominated, like Aretha Franklin voice, incredible. And she just looks at me and she was like, I drink a Pepsi. That's her warm-up.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh my God, I am fucked. Like, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Who was the lead? Jenna. Who did it?
We started with Kat McPhee, which was wonderful.
Wow. Yeah, I love it. She's perfect for it. By the way, I almost was. Do you know that I almost did the part with Kat McPhee?
Zach, why did you not?
We may have been in the show together. You know what happened? I got cold feet because Sarah knew how much I love the show, and she eventually, and I had been daydreaming about it to everyone.
Oh, you would have been amazing.
I made it known that it was my daydream. But you know what? I got cold feet because Drew Gehling has the most insane voice, and he originated the role, and I listened to the soundtrack, and I'm like, I would feel, and I even said to Sarah, I said, I can't sing like Drew. I can carry a tune. She goes, it's okay. We'll make it fit for you. Yeah. And I was like, I know, but the audience who's listened to the soundtrack and heard Drew fucking Gehling, they're expecting like runs and harmonies and all this stuff that it's just, I can't sing like that. And I love Drew.
I think you would have been great, and you would have found other stuff.
Listen, I would have found other stuff, and I would have made them laugh with my own thing. But I just got in my head about again, I'm not, this isn't false humility. I can carry a tune, but Drew has a preposterous voice. And I just kind of got in my head about it, and I didn't do it.
That's like me saying, yo, you know what? I always wanted to play Alphaba. After Nadell Nazim. After Nadell Nazim.
Nazim does it. Oh
but
my
you
God,
actually,
that's so funny.
Donald I would love for once in his life for Donald to do a Broadway musical because he legit has a holy shit voice. He's more
what?
Than,
I didn't
we go
know
in,
that.
when we sing in these T-Mobile ads, what happens is
with the Klugman,
you know Klugman too.
Of course.
We sing these ads and then they're like, all right, Donald, would you mind laying down like 7 harmonies? And he does it. Donald comes up with the harmonies with them, does them. And then I go to sing and I'm like, do you guys want me to lay down any harmonies? Like, no, we're good. Thank you. Were
you a singer, Donald? Like, do you sing?
I was in a band when I was a kid. And, you know, I grew up in musical theater at the National Black Theater in Harlem and shit like that. And my parents performed all the time. And that was our thing. We used to, you know, you remember Vacation when they're on the road singing the Marty Moose song or the Wally World song, whatever that shit is.
Yeah, so you just sang all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I have to say, I hope I get, like, I would love to do it again because now, like, I have to say by the end of it, like how we started being so careful and freaked out, by the end, I was like the rest of the bitches in the chorus that was like, I was out at all the restaurants till 4 o'clock in the morning. I was smoking cigarettes. I was drinking. I wasn't warming up. I didn't give a shit. Like, it was so great because when you finally have done 175 or 250 shows, what happens to your body and your cords is like, it's like, if you did 100 crunches every day, like obviously you just get stronger and stronger. And I could just do it. I could talk all night the night before, gas bagging, blah, blah, blah. So now that I know that that's the thing, I feel like if I ever got the opportunity to do it again, I would have a better time.
That's fine. You can't do, I mean, to me, like half the fun of doing a Broadway show is the fun you have after and going out with friends and all the enjoying New York City together.
That's where
That's
I saw you
dangerous.
at Bar Central, Zach, or is it Bar Centrale? I don't even know how you say it.
Whichever. That's one of my haunts. Yes.
That's my one of my haunts as well. I was just coming off of I do like a Broadway 2 weeks every year. A week I go see like every show I try.
Yeah, me too.
And I was coming off of Stereophonic, and you were coming off of Inappropriate, I think, or you had seen Inappropriate the night before.
Yeah.
We were on the same
Yeah, I was cranking them
theater
out.
train. We were cranking them out. We were at Bar Central. We were with cast. We were drinking the drinks. I'm having my Negroni. I'm having my
This
fries.
motherfucker likes Negronis too. You guys went away back home to New York to the tri-state area, and somebody said, "You know what you need to drink is a motherfucking Negroni." And all y'all motherfuckers, that's all y'all do. All you Broadway types, I'll have a Negroni.
Oh, I love a Negroni.
I want to say
You know,
our friend Preston Boyd. Do you know Preston Boyd?
no. Who's that?
He's our friend, and he has the most insane voice of anybody I know. And he just did the Les Mis tour as Javert.
Wow.
And I said to him,
I'm looking him up.
I said, "Do you ever want to play Jean Valjean because he has the voice to do it?" And he goes, "No. I mean, the guy who plays Jean Valjean, I mean, he really can't go out. He can't do anything. He's got to be like." He's like, he's got to go home. He's got to do all this shit you're talking about, nebulizers and lozenges. He's like, I want to go have fun. So like, I'd rather play Javert.
Yeah, I agree with that. They also have all these like, what I loved about it too, they have all these people, like they have the like Broadway doctor that comes and shoots you up with steroids when you lose your voice. They have the Broadway doctor that stops by and shoots B12 shots like in everyone's ass to get through a 5-show weekend. You're really like part of a whole system of insanity.
But singing with a band, I mean, how fun. I mean, I did Bullets Over Broadway, and we had
Oh my God,
it was
Zach.
great. We had a 25-piece orchestra. I mean, and it was just like it was one of the highest highs of my life.
Oh, I love that.
I want to do it again.
Guys, we should do Waitress in LA starring us.
I mean,
Let's text Sarah Bareilles right now. We could just do like a 4 limited show engagement.
Donald could sing the Dr. Palmer part like a motherfucker.
nah.
So maybe he should do that.
Yeah, because I remember McPhee was who they were thinking I was going to be opposite of. And then who came on after McPhee when you
So
did
then
it?
we had Nicolette Robinson,
Oh, yes. I know her.
who is amazing.
You know
and
her,
married
Donald? She has an
she's such a beautiful
insane
actress.
voice. And she's married to
Leslie Odom Jr.
Leslie Odom Jr. Yeah.
So
It was
when
a
you're,
smash. It was like a smash reunion.
are you into Smash?
Oh, we
Who's
both love
not?
Smash.
Are you into Smash?
I'm the most into Smash.
Do you know when I went and did a Broadway show? When I went and did a Broadway show, I was so into Smash, and I went to like all the dancers and everyone was like, "So are you guys watching Smash?" And they're like, "No, what the fuck are you talking about?" And I was like, I was so geeked to talk Smash with them.
Oh,
I ran up on the guy from the dude what's the guy that dates why am I forgetting names right now? If you
at
are
Lexington
falling.
and 52nd Street. That's the one I always say.
I love, cause history was made at night. So turn out the lights and listen.
Donald, you know they're
And
making
my
the musical of the
heart,
show,
little
right?
Guys, we should all go. Can
Donald,
we
I
all
wanna go. I
Ooh,
wanna go.
Donald,
Did you
you have
know?
a
Joelle,
great
you didn't
voice.
know? Smash,
yeah.
Smash the musical is set to open on Broadway.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I swear
No,
to
it is,
God.
and it's starring my friend Kat. It has a great cast, like solid cast. We should all go.
Who's playing McPhee?
Hold on, let's look this
I
up
should have
right
auditioned
now.
for McPhee.
You definitely should have. And I will never forget Smash on Broadway. Wait, hold on. I will
I
never
had
forget.
such a crush on her in that show.
Oh
On
my
McPhee?
God,
Yeah.
she was the hottest of the hot. Are
Well,
you?
I love
She
Broadway
also
musicals.
is.
What? No, and she's so
She is.
talented. Her
Oh yeah,
voice is.
let me be your star. Come on,
Let's hear
like
that
that
voice.
was a banger. Well, I embarrassed the shit out of myself. Wait, I'm gonna look her up in 1 second. But when I embarrassed myself when I was at an upfronts party and Leslie Odom Jr. was there, and this is pre Hamilton, pre
Before
anything.
all of that shit, yeah.
Before he was a household name, before any of this, and I went running up to him and I said, "Your work on Smash is
And you were
life-
serious. You weren't doing a bit.
100% honest. I was like whatever the drink before Negroni was in New York, whatever it was, I was on it, and I was saying to him that
Your
my
work in
husband and I.
Smash.
Your
Did you
work
clutch your
is
pearls?
smashed. Oh, I clutched my pearls. And I've seen him recently, and we still talk about it, and I still bring it up, and he remembers it. And he was like, he thought I was kind of joking, I think. But wait, okay, hold on. This cast is, look, the photos look amazing. I think we should go.
I
think
can't
we should
believe-
try to
I
go
just can't
opening.
believe that it made it to Broadway.
Well,
Finally,
it's a great idea.
dude. That's what the show is about.
But you know,
Let's get
but
this show to Broadway.
They're not doing.
and they
just
did it.
Just so you're clear, they're not doing the show within the show. They're doing the idea of like a company trying to launch a musical.
Yes, I know,
Yeah,
I know that, but that was the premise of
When I
the
first
show.
heard about it, I was like, oh, I hope they're not just doing the show,
With
about Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe and freaking the baseball
So
player.
Krista Rodriguez, who was originally on the TV show too, and I've seen her in a million Broadway shows. She's in it too. She's playing Tracy. I don't remember anybody's names, but I remember when they made the TV show that the intention was that there was, if it was a success, which it was in our hearts and minds.
It went 2 seasons.
Hey,
We were the only 3 people watching
I
it.
know. We really were. But I thought the original idea was that it was supposed to always be a Broadway show too.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
But back then, it may have been that they were going to then launch the shows in the show.
Right.
But they
think-
didn't, because season 2,
You're right.
Season
You're
2,
right.
they completely scrapped the show, and it's no longer in existence. And these guys are all
Donald, we
living.
should do a Smash rewatch podcast.
I am into
Oh
it.
my
I'm
God!
in.
Can I be a guest?
Katie,
Can I
of
be a
course you can.
There
Don't
guest?
would
tempt
be no
me, Zach.
audience.
Of course
The
you
4
can.
of us would
Pitch
be
it to
the
the
only
network.
audience.
It would be. It would
The
be.
4 of
That's
us
not
and
true.
McPhee. And McPhee would listen.
But the cast is so good that
They all
I feel
became
like
stars. They all became stars.
They're
Yeah.
all let me be your star.
Do you know
They're
Brooks
really-
Ashmanskas?
No, who's that?
Brooks Ashmanskas is a hysterical Broadway character actor. He's very gay and very flamboyant, and he's fucking hilarious. And he's playing the director.
Oh, I know who he is. Yes. He's playing the director in the musical?
Yeah, that's one aspect they've changed from the show. I texted him when there was a press release. I go, "Who are you playing, McPhee?" And he goes, "No, I'm the director."
Oh my God. I think it's going to be, I'm impressed that they've gotten the funding and everything. I mean, to make a Broadway musical is so expensive.
yeah.
It's like, so that somebody must believe that there's an
Well, I will
audience
be
for it. It
seated,
can't-
Katie Lowe's. I will be seated.
I will be as well, like front. Okay, let's find out when it opens. But anyway,
All right, let's talk about other things since
Okay.
we only have you
Okay,
a
fine.
limited time.
sorry. I could talk about Broadway all
I
day.
have to admit something. I never watched Scandal, but I know that was your big breakthrough.
Yeah, yes.
And
Yes.
I love
Go on.
where I can contribute is
Go
that Tony Goldwyn is one of my favorite people on the planet,
Oh my God.
and he's the nicest
One
person
time,
I've ever
that's
met.
how. That was my meet cute with you, if we can use that word.
Did
I
we
remember
bond over
being-
Tony Goldwyn?
Yes, we were at Brian Klugman's beach shack,
Yes.
and we were.
Brian Klugman, for
Walking-
those of you in the audience, just to remind you, he's our friend, but also the Don Draper of all things T-Mobile. He writes all the T-Mobile ads, and Katie
Yeah.
knows him. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'd like to be an extra in the next spot you do. Thanks so much, Brian
Okay.
Klugman. Thanks for listening. Anyway, I love Brian Klugman. He has been a friend of my husband's for a million years. They grew up together in Philadelphia. They're big
Right.
Eagles people.
Right,
And my
they're
husband
very
has
excited because the Eagles are in the Super Bowl.
I haven't. My husband has a Philadelphia soft pretzel company called Shappy Pretzle.
Wait, let's do that as an aside real quick.
Okay,
Because
okay.
this story's fascinating. Sorry,
Oh, it's
I
crazy.
have so much to
no,
talk about.
we have so
with
many
you.
things to say. So Tony Goldwyn, yes, he's the best ever. And when I went up to you, I was like, I think we're friends with the same person, Tony Goldwyn, and we shared a sunset on the beach moment, just sharing our love fest of Tony Goldwyn. Okay, Shappy Pretzel.
Okay, let's talk about
side
Shappy Pretzels. Your husband created a hard pretzel because he loves them from Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and he couldn't find one that he thought was great out here. And it
Yep.
started during COVID, as I understand it, because he
Yep.
needed something to do.
Yep.
And it became very, very popular, so much
Yep.
so that now it's a very popular hard pretzel brand.
Soft pretzel, but
Sorry,
that's okay.
I fucked up everything but the
No.
texture.
Hey, it's totally cool. Yes, in COVID, we realized we had our son was probably 2 or 3 at the time. We were like, fuck, we're never getting back to Philly. You're never going to get a Philadelphia soft pretzel. And my husband, we were bored out of our minds. Everyone was doing sourdough. My husband was doing like every day figuring out how to perfect the art of making a Philadelphia soft pretzel in our oven. Every day, people from Philly are just driving up past our house, and Adam's like, try it. 4 or 5 months go by, and someone's like, holy shit, I think you've got it.
He cracked it.
And then I was hosting, I was standing in for Kelly Ripa when she goes on vacation, which I was doing a bunch of at that time with Seacrest. And we were shooting it in our living room because that's what everyone was doing over Zoom at that time. And Seacrest was like, what's Adam been up to? I said, he's perfecting the art of making the Philadelphia soft pretzel. We sent him some. The next day he ate them on air. Adam just said, Adam Shapiro is his name, but Shappy's been his nickname since sleepaway camp when he's 8 years old. But he just bought Shappy Pretzle at gmail.com and shappypretzel.com. And the only thing on the website was your mall's pretzel can go fuck itself. And we have sold, we're the pretzels at the Oscars underneath 5,000 seats.
Shut the fuck up.
We're at fucking SoFi. We're at Palladium. We're at Wiltern.
Shut the fuck up. You're living my dream.
God.
And so we just realized last night that it's almost a 5-year-old company. It's a total side hustle, but it exists, and it's like Adam's worked a bunch acting since then, and we have all these fucking pretzel employees. Everyone knows where I live because
How many people work for the company now?
We have 9 employees. We have a Shappy Pretzel truck with my husband's face on the side of it, parked outside of our fucking house, so everyone knows where
Everybody
we fucking live.
comes by
It's
for that
just like,
Shappy.
everyone comes by for that Shappy.
It's such a great story, though. So where does the audience get them if they want to try?
So we're on Gold Belly, so you can get them shipped around the entire country, and like the order, because when the Eagles make the Super Bowl, it is. I mean, my husband is not sleeping this week. Like, it's over, it's done.
So wait, if I'm in anywhere in the country, I go to Gold Belly. What's Gold Belly? I don't know.
Goldbelly.com is like where you can get any of your favorite foods that are only like local to certain places.
Okay.
Like if you're like, I only like wings from this place, they might be on Gold Belly. So Gold Belly is, it's like if you like a Russ and Daughters bagel.
Oh, I love a Russ and Daughters bagel. God, that was a good example.
Yeah, you're welcome. So now you can go on Gold Belly and you can get it shipped to you. So all of his pretzels are shipped around the country, but also if you're in the LA area, which it's Philly-born LA bread is the log line because he's smart.
But how do you spell Shappy for those?
Shappy.
Shappy. So if you're in the LA area, you can go to shappys.com.
Shappypretzel.com. Okay. We're out of Cantor's, which is a legendary.
By the way, you speak
You're
like
out of Cantor's too?
You speak like every girl I grew up with in New Jersey.
She sounds like every.
I'm from Long Island. I'm from Ocean Park, Queens.
You're reminding me of
You notice
home.
how it's not Long Island, it's Long Island.
Long Island.
That's
right.
The more you talk, the more I'm just reminiscent of like Hebrew school in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I mean, I was home in New York this weekend, and I was like, oh, God, this is like so crazy. Like, my mother has the 6X. But anyway, so shappypretzel.com Shappy Pretzel was a huge, just crazy falling ass backwards into this other business that we now run. It
must be profitable. Are you making meaningful money off of it?
I mean, they're at the Oscars.
You're at the Oscars.
You know, food business and perishable food is you know what? It's not an acting, producing, directing, but it's. You know what? It provides in so many other ways.
It's a good side hustle. And,
it's an amazing side hustle.
And by the way, maybe you can go on Shark Tank.
Joy.
Listen, why don't you go on Shark Tank?
No, all the Shark Tank people. Well, between us and everyone listening.
Yeah, just the people listening. No one listening will tell anyone.
We're way beyond that. And the sharks who we know and our pretzel clients have told us that we don't need that. Like, we're way beyond that.
You're beyond Shark Tank.
Well, hold on now. Hold on now.
How about
you're
kiosks?
making some really good fucking money if you're beyond the shark show.
No, we just don't need, like, we're not going to give up. Like, we don't need to give up. We have so many people who want to invest because they love Philadelphia.
Donald and I want to invest, Katie.
They love Philly. Thank you. Call Adam. I'll give you his number. But anyway, it's just, we don't need it. Like, you know, people go on Shark Tank because they're from a small town and they don't have connections. Like, you know, Adam from Klugman, I mean, Bradley Cooper and him text every day. Like, there's so many Philly people who love the company.
Right. Well, I want Bradley's shares before Bradley gets them. Okay. I'm not from Philly, but I would like to. But by the way, what about like?
But you're from New Jersey, which is close.
But what about? I feel like you could beat that. What's that brand that's in every airport?
Annie Ann's or Wetzel's.
Wetzel's Pretzels.
Oh, by the way, when I go to the Fashion Square Mall here in the Valley where we live, and my kids want Wetzels, which they excuse me, and Annie Ann's,
Annie
which
Ann's.
they always
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
They always want it.
They want that
and I
cinnamon.
inherently run into people that they want the little cinnamon nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I run
Yeah.
into people and we're holding those bags, people take pictures. They're like, "Look at you cheating on
traitor.
your husband,
Yo,
like sacrilegious traitor."
You know why your kids love that so much? Because of
Why?
Miriam.
What?
Miriam did that. Miriam
Donald
did
and
that.
I also share the most sacred mutual thing, which is our nanny who helped raise his babies, who helped raise my babies.
Mhm.
I got after you guys.
Yeah. She left us and went to you is what happened.
Oh,
You
and
didn't
Miriam,
acquire.
and Miriam likes Wetzel's pretzels.
She would take the kids to the mall
Yeah.
and feed them the
Annie
freaking
Ann's.
Annie Ann's.
Wait,
Oh,
has Shappy's Pretzels gone into the sweet world yet with cinnamon and
Yes.
sugar?
Those are called Little Albies, which is my son's name. My son's name is Albie. He works at the Shappy Pretzle. He works at Shappy Pretzle on Saturdays. He gets $2 an hour.
Oh,
He's
that's
7.
so cute.
Oh, he's already
what about
getting paid.
gluten free? Are there gluten free Shappy's
Oh,
Pretzels?
so here's the big
for those of us with sensitive
reveal.
tummies.
Yeah, so here's the big reveal. There is not. However,
Go on.
I was diagnosed. Oh, wow. This is really getting personal,
Well,
guys.
no one listens. Don't worry, no one listens.
I was diagnosed with, I have no symptoms. It's silent celiac.
Silent
on
celiac is a
November
thing?
22nd, and I can no longer eat gluten for the rest of my life. My husband was in tears. He was like, "You're my pretzel queen," and now he is being forced into figuring out how to deliver to me, to the Los Angeles community and the world, a gluten-free soft Philadelphia pretzel. Which maybe then, Zach, we might be billionaires
Oh
if
my-
we crack
If
that
you
code.
crack
Listen,
that code,
I
Zach
gotta tell
is
you,
definitely.
Listen, I love soft pretzels, but I do have I'm not celiac, but I have a gluten sensitivity.
Sure.
And I could have a bite and be like, oh my God. But if I ate a whole one, I'd have stomach cramps.
Sure. Well,
I would love him to
he's
crack
gonna break it, and why don't you come? We'll be the taste testers
Yes.
for the gluten-free soft pretzel. He's got to get through Eagles. They have to win, and then we need to move on to.
I didn't know that
the
soft
gluten-free.
pretzels were a Philadelphia thing. I'm sorry.
I didn't really
Because we have them in New York. We have them on every New York
Yeah,
street corner.
Yeah, Nathan's has a pretzel. Like
No, but those
They're
street
shaped
vendors.
differently. There's the New York are Bavarian shaped, which is like
Oh,
the
this
fact
woman,
that
she
I
is the
fucking
queen.
know
Go.
this.
Let's go.
Those are Bavarian shaped, and the Philadelphia pretzels are more on their side and more long, and they're linked, and you rip them apart.
Okay.
I know. I'm gonna show you guys, like, so that you understand like what we're working with, because then you're gonna realize
I
that
just love
every
that you
pretzel
know so much
you've
about
ever
pretzels.
had is a piece of crap. Like, that's what you need to know. You really haven't had what this looks like. Like, they look like this, connected. Can you see this?
Oh.
Oh.
And you buy like 4 and you rip them apart.
And you put mustard on it, right?
We also have Shappy Pretzel mustard, both golden
my
and yellow.
mouth is watering.
Mustard on the
My
beef.
mouth is watering right now. I want that.
It's really, really been a weird, bizarre thing, but
You know what you should
know,
do? What about hot dog buns?
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yum.
When
Hot
we
dog
expand,
buns.
when we
Yeah,
at
when we
Shappy's Pretzels,
expand.
when we at Shappy's Pretzels expand.
Yeah, we do. And I mean, look, and also to be crazy, I know this is turning all into an Adam Love fest, and yay scandal, whatever. But I'm just saying, Adam recurs on the Bear, and
I saw him on the Bear, yeah.
And I think so much of that is because he's in this like food world now.
Yeah, I was
like,
going to ask, what was the
crazily.
genesis of him getting that part? I mean, other than being a good actor.
Well, he auditioned, but they were so like into the pretzel phenomenon, and they have so many chefs around the show, and you know, he's just really now like a foodie. He like travels and makes little social media videos trying. He's got like a real snack. He never grew up from college trash snack food. It's what he specializes in.
Yeah.
So now he just like shoots all this content. But I really think a big part of the Bear, you know, they like having food people around that have sort of like made a staple. And they really liked his, I think it was a combo. I think it was the acting, and I think it was also, they were so blown away by his crazy story.
Joelle, did you watch Scandal? Because I don't want to give Scandal short shrift. I just don't know
Oh,
it.
you're very sweet.
Yes, I watched Scandal.
Do you have any
Olivia Pope
questions?
Hi,
was just
Joelle.
constantly,
Joelle
hi,
might
Katie.
Joelle might have
Joelle.
Scandal-related questions.
My
Joelle.
wife, Casey, watched Scandal.
I love Casey. Oh my God, I
Yeah.
love her so much because Nicole Chavez, her best friend, is also my stylist.
Yes.
Was the
This
show
is how I got
the
this.
show was hot and heavy, right? There was lots of sex.
I had so much sex on that show.
Really? Was
oh
Adam
my
ever
God.
jealous when you were having fake TV sex?
You know, we get asked that a lot. And, you know, when he married me, he felt like, oh, shit, like I'm kind of falling for the girl that always has like a love story surrounding her. And this is just going to be like a part of this. And he, you know, he doesn't really get that kind of part. But he actually has. He has now. He's just got to fucking close his eyes and deal with it, man. I mean, the check clears, you know?
That's what's
Like,
up.
the check clears.
That's
Like,
what's
get
up.
over it. I mean, that's my job, and, like, it's fucking awkward anyway. He knows it. I know it. Like, I just, you know, I think he was on that show. I was very lucky to be paired with a much older gentleman, George Newbern, that we love and is a dear friend, and he probably wasn't much threatened by, although he's
Right.
a very handsome catch for everybody listening, and he's happily married, blah, blah, blah. But my other love interest on the show that I had dirty, dirty sex scenes with is Guillermo Diaz.
Can I just say
who
something? I don't. Wait.
is
till
Let
you
gay.
him finish. Oh, he's
Okay.
gay.
Okay.
He's gay,
So-
so it's like,
Okay.
you know.
So
Go
check
ahead,
this
Tom.
out. It's such a fucking small world.
You
We
had
can-
sex with Guillermo Diaz?
Not
my
only
God.
did I have sex with him, no. Look, it's such a small world. So Guillermo and I did a short film back in the day before we were large called Busted with Lauryn Hill, who went to high school with Zach Braff.
Love his work.
The circle.
Circle of life.
Live. That musical still
I'm
holds
just
up. I love it.
saying, New York, the tri-state area is well represented in this podcast today. I'm just putting it out there.
So
Can
you
we
had
watch Busted somewhere? Is it like somewhere to be seen?
I don't think you can watch Busted somewhere unless like I
Damn.
think my mom owns it. But he played the usher of the movie theater where the crack dealer got busted.
okay.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
Scandal was hot and heavy, huh?
Yes,
And then
I got that. I was like, this was so insane. I actually posted it today because I think it's the 14-year anniversary, I think, almost to the day of me auditioning for that part. But Shonda, what was crazy about it was that Shonda gave me the part. If I had to tested for it, like I had everything else that came before it, there's no way in hell I would have gotten it. Like I'd already been in front of ABC 8,000 times. Nobody was interested. Like always a bridesmaid, never a bride. I had gone in front of Shonda a bunch of times and I'd been on Grey's Anatomy and Private Practice and guest starred and things like that. But this role, I auditioned once. She told me to say it faster. I did. There was something on the show called Scandal Pace, which was like speaking as fast as humanly possible. I'm a New Yorker. You're from New Jersey. We speak fast sort of inherently. Like that's just from where we're from. And then about a week later, they were like, okay, they're going to test you. And I was like, okay, here I go again. We're going to test. Probably won't get it. And they called me in for a test, and I sat there, and it was Shonda and Betsy Beers and Linda Lowe, the casting director and casting associates, and the director, and they said, we want to bring you in. You're not going to have to read sides, and we wanted to let you know we're just going to give you the part.
what?
Wow.
We brought nobody else in. We've showed
Wow.
your tape from your audition last week to the studio and network, and Shonda told them that this is the only person she wants.
That never happens.
Ever.
I was like, it was like American Idol, you're going to Hollywood. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It was, and I sob. And the reason I know this is because they shot it and it's on the behind the scenes, DVD stuff. And
Aw.
I posted it today because it's the 14 years of my life being changed. I mean, I was a babysitter and an assistant and a caterer and a bartender and a waitress and all the things. And I was 28 and I moved to LA at 25 and everyone was like, you old. Like, what? Why did you do that? Like, you should have come here way earlier, honey. And she just gave me the part and I cried and I said, what happens now? And she said, you're going to get a call about a table read. And I was like, there's going to be a table read. And then she was like, you're going to have a fitting. And I was like, there's a fitting. And then I asked if I could hug everybody. And then I hugged everybody.
There's
and
a
then
fitting.
Exactly. And then she was so kind to me that we shot the pilot, and she said, "What are you going to do after we wrap this?" And I said, "I have to go back to my nannying job." I was nannying for this psycho family that was very progressive billionaires who didn't believe in diapers, and I had to hold their kid over a toilet bowl and make encouraging pooping sounds, and they would poop. I mean, it was unbelievable. But I told her this story. She loved it, and she felt so bad about waiting to hear. She called me and she said, "Hey, listen, I'm just going to give you like a guest star on Grey's Anatomy to tide you over."
Oh my God. She loves you.
She's changed my life. And also I had both my baby, like I had my first baby the last season of Scandal. I had my next baby on Inventing Anna, which she cast me, before we
watched Inventing
Scandal.
Anna. That was great. I really enjoyed that.
That was her too. But she called me in before Scandal ended, and she, like the last season, and she, we're really, really, really close friends. And she just was like, "Do you want to have a family?" And I was like, "We're thinking about it." And she was like, "I just want to let you know this is like probably going to be where we start ending Scandal. And if you want to do this on my watch, like I will take care. I know how to do it. Like I will take care of you." I think, she just was like, I can take care of women actresses who want to have a family and start a family life. And I went home and I told Adam, "Take off your pants."
Take out that soft pretzel.
Get that pretzel harder.
You better get that pretzel hard right now.
I just was like, we gotta go, man. It's go time. And she's been an amazing friend ever since. And I mean, she changed my life. I don't know. It's crazy.
What a great story. And what a testament to what a good person she is, that she's like, "I like you. I'm going to look out for you."
Shonda, if you want to look out for somebody else, look, I know I got a name already. I know I've been in a bunch of shit.
She would love you both.
But
my
Shonda,
God.
Holla at your boy.
I met her a couple of times. She's always been very sweet.
She's wonderful.
You had a showrunner change your life. You too had a showrunner change your life.
Yes, but I want Shonda.
But I want another one.
I want another one too. Yeah. Like I want another one too. I mean, it's hard. That is so crazy. Like I feel like the three of us, we've been so lucky to. It's funny actually doing other shows with other showrunners, because I'm always like, "Oh, you can't just like make that call," and they're like, "No," like they can't just like if Shonda makes a fucking phone call, it's happening, it's like done. Like if Bill, I need something, and same with Bill, of course.
Yeah.
But I've had to, I'm so lucky to get other jobs, and they're just like, they're showrunners like, "We have no information." I'm like, "Oh my God, like this is really hard. Like you're in the same boat I'm in." Like,
I think we were both all three of us were in instances where we were spoiled in how lucky we were by the level of talent of the showrunner. And then you go on other jobs and it isn't always that way. And for me, it was my first really big job. So it was shocking.
Yeah, same. Oh my God, same. Then it was my next big job. Like I've been in that Shondaland world for like 15 years. Like, so when I go outside, I'm like, "Oh my God, is everything okay?" Like,
did Anna Delvey ever watch the show? Do you know?
Oh, I heard she watched it and loved it. I never got to meet her while shooting, but Julia Garner went to jail and visited her in jail while she was there. She's been out since.
Yeah.
And it sounds absolutely fucking terrifying. I mean, that girl is a absolute sociopath. Like, I shouldn't even be saying it because she could know where I live.
Don't worry, no one knows. She knows where the Shappy Pretzle truck is.
Dan will cut that.
No, I want to leave it.
It's fine. I mean, it's fine. Hopefully she doesn't care. I mean, she's just like, she just, I don't know if you've ever come across a person like that. I have not, but in the amount of studying and watching, we had access to a lot of videos of Anna Delvey. Anna Sorokin is her real name. While we were making the show, the research department was amazing. But we had so much, and when you study her, like she just has it's meeting someone who has no empathy, like no I don't know if you saw her on Dancing with the Stars this season, but it's like her answers are bananas.
What is her answers? What did she say? I didn't see it.
Oh, she's just like, "I don't care." Like she gives zero fucks about anybody or anything except for her. Like she is
Dancing with the Stars is using her for clout.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That's what she said, right? She said that.
Yeah.
And she was dancing in her ankle
Daniel,
monitor.
do you have this is our
She
engineer,
had
Daniel,
the
who's
boot on and was dancing with it.
no, she was dancing with her ankle thing on.
She was
Yeah, she was dancing with her ankle thing.
as the I'm guessing.
I'm not kidding.
As I'm guessing, the resident
it's
biggest Dancing with the Stars fan on in our group, maybe next
Thank
to
you.
Katie. I just want to point out that yes, Anna Delvey was a total joke on the show. At the end, she was one of the first people voted off, and they asked her, "So, what are you going to take away from the show?" And she went, "Nothing,"
Nothing.
and then left.
Was she good at dancing? I mean, I guess not.
No, and I feel so bad because her
Yeah.
partner
It must have
Ezra.
been hard with the ankle.
With the it's
thing.
weighted.
What do you call
It's
that
like
thing?
It's ankle monitor.
Yeah.
The boot, you mean?
It's an ankle
The
monitor.
ankle-
No, it's an ankle monitor. It's like this big. It's like a
Ankle
pager on your
Yeah.
ankle. Like I don't know. It doesn't.
Yeah, she has like
How
a
was
big.
how was she able to get to the Dancing with the Stars?
They allowed
You get
approval.
They gave her. She
Yeah.
got permission and approval during those windows to only go to rehearsal and go to the show. Like
That's
that's it.
hilarious.
Is that not insane? I know, it's so
Anyway,
Well,
crazy.
if you're listening, I highly recommend watching Inventing Anna. What streamer was it on?
It's on Netflix.
Watch it on Netflix. It was really
It
good.
was
Julia
really good. I got
Garner
to-
was amazing.
Oh, she's the best. And we lived in Morocco for 5 weeks. It was the last trip. It was all of February of 2020, and we came home and COVID hit.
COVID happened.
Wait, why was the whole? I know there was a section where you went to Morocco. Why did you shoot so long in Morocco?
There was one. First of all, this show was so big. This was unbelievable.
Yeah,
Like,
they must
I
have
don't
spent
know
a
if it-
lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the Shonda effect or the Netflix effect. I have no idea. But we had a whole episode, so like 90 something pages that basically happened in Morocco in the actual place where my character is conned out of like a $60,000 a night riad. Like,
Yeah, I remember that.
And
Yeah.
Anna Delvey is good friends with my character and is like, let's go to Morocco for the. That's a terrible impression. I can't do it. I was doing French. I don't know what's happening. I'm not going to attempt that again. But she does like, let's go to Morocco for the weekend. I'll pay for everything. She goes and all of her cards get declined. She skips out of town and Rachel basically puts down her Vanity Fair corporate company card.
Right.
Because
and that was like
her
60,
personal
it was like a
card-
$60,000 bill.
$60,000 bill, exactly. And, you know, we stayed in the exact riad where it went down. We were with all the security guards that were going to, like, take them away if she couldn't pay. They weren't allowed to leave the country. I mean, it was, like, amazing. And the hotel's called La Mamounia.
Was it
in
a fun?
Morocco.
Was it a fun place to shoot?
Oh, it was. Well, it's so fun because you don't have to act. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
You're
you're
in Morocco.
there.
Yeah.
Like
You're in Morocco.
Yeah, like you're there. You're like scared. You're like blown away by everything. You're literally in like cars while like donkeys and carts are on the streets next to you, and you know, and you're drinking the Morocco. Everything is so visceral and like full that you're just like. I showed up and I was like, oh great. I mean, this shoots itself. You know, it's just like so. It was so great. And Laverne Cox. It was me, Laverne Cox, and Julia Garner in Morocco for like 5 years.
That sounds like a good show. I'm in.
It was a blast. It was
Shonda didn't
really
make
a
it
good
to
time.
Morocco.
No, she didn't make it to Morocco. No, it felt like we were all like the little kid, you know, we were there with the director and the writer of the episode. It was I kind of always loved that. You know, Shonda's always been, and I don't know if Bill's like this, but Shonda doesn't go to set.
Oh no, Bill's the opposite.
Oh, really?
Bill's
oh, wow,
on
that was
set.
terrible. That would actually make me so nervous. Oh
Yeah,
my
he
God.
comes for every
He
rehearsal.
comes for every rehearsal.
Oh my God, I just got so nervous.
No, but it's
I just
good
got
because
so
sometimes.
viscerally nervous.
But it's good because sometimes it's not what you expect it to be when you get there, and Bill always finds a way to make it so it's perfect. You know.
Also
what I
with
mean?
comedy, it's great because
Yes.
we have a base with
Yeah.
the script, but then at rehearsal we all start riffing with him and we make it even funnier. You know.
That's such a good call. Yeah, she never comes to set because on Scandal at least, and a little bit on Inventing Anna, but Scandal, you had to be word perfect. You couldn't make up an of or an and or a the, nothing. She said, what you say is up to me, how you say it is up to you,
Wow.
which is what she said. And if you ever did a table read, every week we did a live table read, and then she would say, you have 24 hours to ask me for changes or discuss or like whatever. So there was always room to collaborate for sure, but anyway, so she didn't come to rehearsal, and I kind of get it. Like it sounds like because Bill's always there, this doesn't happen. But when Shonda comes to set stops.
Right.
Like everyone's freaked out. Everybody's like oh my God, like we need to like, and then also people are like, can I get a photo? Can you, you've changed my life. Like, and that's so beautiful and lovely too, but she just sort of lets us do our work and she does her work.
Another thing, I was there the day Scott Foley found out he was going to be a regular on Scandal too. I remember that. We were shooting a movie.
I saw that movie.
Yeah, Let's Kill Ward's Wife. And we were filming. Either we were filming or we were doing publicity for it. And the call came in and he was like, yo, I just got added to the show.
Wow.
And I was, man, I remember that day too. And he was very, very excited. I was like, well, shit, are you moving?
He was unbelievable, but he had a really hard lift because bringing it back around to Tony Goldwyn, this poor dude, Scott Foley, who I love so much and is a very good friend of mine, he is always in a love triangle. Like that's
Forever.
the mark.
Felicity.
That's the mark. Felicity.
Scrubs. He was on Scrubs.
Oh my God.
Love
So this
triangle
guy has to come in and try to get the girl who the audience is already in love and wants her with somebody else.
Yeah. Every time.
And poor
But he's handsome
Foley,
enough to do that, though.
he gets enough of the audience to be like, I think I'm into Foley, but really I'm into Goldwyn.
Right.
And this poor dude has to do scenes where he's like playing basketball against Goldwyn, doing like, you take off your shirt, I take off my shirt. Like there's a lot of that.
My
And
God.
he had to do that for 7 years, which is not an easy task. I feel like that is.
He had to do that.
He was my nemesis on Scrubs because Elliot dated him, and his name was Sean, and JD would always go, "Nobody cares, Sean. Nobody cares."
Nobody cares.
I did Felicity with Scott before
Another
that.
love triangle,
and that love triangle, but he was so fucking That's the thing about Foley though. He's so fucking good though. You know what I mean? Like every time. He's just so good, He's
so good and he's so funny. Like that's what I love about you guys and him on Scrubs. Like he's so funny and he's so good at being a romantic lead. And
he says that no matter what he posts on his Instagram, he'll write like celebrating this many years with the love of my life. I'm so lucky and blessed. And then the comments will be like, nobody cares, Sean.
That's so funny. And he definitely has Scandal fans being like, you suck. We prefer Tony Goldwyn. Like 100%. He had to deal with that for years. Which
because people
really
are fucking nuts. They get so invested.
Oh my God. Well, TV is hard. TV, you're in people's living room every week. It's so like.
I know, but they think that Scott Foley, the person, is trying to steal Kerry Washington away.
Bellamy is another Scrubs alumni also.
Yeah, she was one of my lovers.
No, she wasn't. No,
she wasn't a lover. She was a.
She was the chief
the head of surgery.
Surgery, yeah.
Whoa! I
for like 9 episodes.
On Scandal, she was supposed to be in the pilot for 3 lines.
Yeah,
she's one of those stories.
She knows how to optimize. I mean, she
killed it.
She kills
and
it.
They kept writing for her, and then same as Foley, like 2nd season series regular, changed her life. Like just unbelievable story. I never even auditioned for Scrubs.
Well,
really?
You might have another chance.
There could be a possibility.
Come on, I would love to wear I mean, is it great wearing scrubs and sneakers? Is it great?
Yeah, you wear pajamas all day long.
All day long.
Oh my God, that sounds unbelievable.
By the way, are you watching? By the way, I didn't tell you guys this. Joelle, I love this new show, The Pit.
Oh yeah.
And I shouted it out on my Instagram stories because I just love it and I want everyone to see it. And I said, God, I love Noah Wyle. He's so amazing. And he replied to me.
Oh,
He said, Zach, thank you so much. He goes, we're getting so much feedback that this is the most accurate medical show since Scrubs. And I wanted to tell you that. And I said, oh, I love it. He goes, I said, I was actually out to dinner with Bill Lawrence, who also loves it. And we were guessing where it's going. And anyway, we had a little love fest, Joelle. So I really want you to try and get him on now that I've greased the wheels.
We'll follow up.
Yeah, come on, Noah Wyle. Let's go.
But anyway, watch that show. It's so good. The Pit.
Oh, I can't. I think I auditioned for that. Clearly didn't get it.
All right, we got to wrap it up. Katie.
Do you audition a lot?
No. I mean, I think at this point,
You know what you're getting when you get Katie Lowe's.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like, you know, I think I audition. I audition a lot, but thank God, I think if Scandal got me anything, it's like in the way later rounds. So bless, like great. Like I used to have to audition like 3,700 times to get for something, and
the
now
casting
it's like
director's niece.
Yes, exactly. And now it's like, okay, we're down to the group, you know, in the we're down to the last things, and so that feels like an upgrade. But I don't know. This has been like a very odd sort of time where it's dead, but that's okay. And I mean, you guys don't. You just get offered, right?
No, you know, I still audition.
sometimes.
I haven't auditioned for anything in a while, but like you said, it is kind of dead.
If I
right
love
now.
it and it's competitive and they're like, you got to read to be in the mix, and I'm like, this is great. I read.
I would audition for Star Wars. I would audition for Marvel.
No, there was a pilot.
Whoa, you would kill that.
Oh, don't
Thank-
get him going, please.
Katie?
Please don't get him going.
You would fucking kill that.
You don't
I know,
realize what
right?
you're opening.
I
You're
know,
Oh my
right?
God, I see it.
I see it too. I
Because I
see
see
it
it.
too.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I see it too.
On that note, Katie, you're an amazing guest. You're an amazing human.
My pleasure. Thank you guys so much for having me on. You are amazing humans.
Please send me a gluten-free Shappy's Pretzel once they're done.
I got
And we
you.
have a three-way date to go see Smash when it hits Broadway.
Yes, we are going to have
Guys,
a
I
three-way.
will honestly
Wait,
fly
no,
and
Joel.
go.
Joel, you're welcome to come with us
Joel,
too,
you
because we
can
know
join.
you love Smash.
Yes, Joelle, please.
I will be there. Let's go.
I will be
Ready.
seated for Smash, and I'm very excited.
Smash on Broadway.
All right, Katie Lowe's.
Let me be your. What was your favorite song, Donald? What is
Because
it?
history was made at night.
Made at
So
night.
turn on the
Turn
lights
on
and
the
listen.
And stay tuned because next week this becomes a Smash rewatch podcast.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, the way you
That was
did
a good one, guys.
exactly right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now
that's what I'm talking about.
God, she's so entertaining.
Oh man, we could have talked about Broadway for the whole.
You really
I
almost
didn't
did.
I didn't know that you knew her, Donald.
So we don't know each other, but we've sat next to each other at a Josh Radin concert when he was at the Troubadour,
Mm-hmm.
and also my nanny
You
for
share
Rocco
nannies.
left us to go to Katie.
Well, yeah, she's one of those people in town where we just know so many people in common. And I see her occasionally, but God, she's so entertaining. I could chat with her forever.
Yeah, it's that tri-state connection. I'm telling you.
That tri-state love. Well, that was a lot of fun, everyone. I have to take my puppy to the vet, so we're going to have to wrap it up. But Donald, I love you so much it hurts sometimes.
You know, the feeling is mutual.
I'm excited I get to be silly with you on Friday.
Friday, maybe Saturday.
For a secret project?
Ooh.
Top secret
It's Star
project?
Wars. Just tell them it's Star Wars.
Here it is.
Zach and Donald are gay newlyweds in house arrest.
Production starts Friday.
5, 6,
Here's
7,
some
8.
stories about a show we made about a bunch of docs and nurses and a